Hey, thanks for checking out my video. Today we're making triple chocolate scones. And if you've never had one of these, you're missing out because it's like having a brownie almost. It's got the flavor of a brownie, but the texture of a scone. So good. So let's get started. I'm going to put everything through a sieve so that it's nice and sifted. So I need 1 2/3 cup flour, half a cup, 1 cup, one third, 2/3, and then I need 1/3 of a cup of cocoa. And then I need 2½ teaspoons of baking powder, which is almost a tablespoon, so I'm going to just go shy on the tablespoon there. I need 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And I need 1/2 cup of sugar. Okay, so let me get some of this stuff out of the way. I need to grate some butter, and if you don't want to grate it, you don't have to. You can chop it into real small pieces, but if you grate it, all the work is done for you and you're just good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and grate it. And what I did is I froze the stick of butter so that it will grate even easier. When you get down to the end, I just take a knife and chop it up. I like to use a whisk to sort of smash the butter down into the flour, because it helps all the little different wires help break it up even further, which is how you want it. You want it like little pea-sized pieces of butter in there, so the whisk helps do that. Okay, so that's about right. Now I need, I believe, 1/2 cup of, you can either use 1/2 and 1/2 or heavy cream. I'm using 1/2 and 1/2. And 1½ teaspoons of vanilla. So what I do, and also 1 egg. 1/2 cup plus 1 egg. I'm putting it right in there with the half and half. Putting the vanilla right in there with it. And the last thing that has to go in here is chocolate chips. Three-quarters of a cup. So there's a half a cup, plus a quarter cup equals 3/4 of a cup. Okay, now we're just going to dump this onto our board here. Just going to pull it all together. Make a kind of ball. Okay, so now we're going to kind of flatten it. Okay, now according to the recipe, it always says to cut it into 8 triangles, but I think that they're a little bit big. The pieces are a little bit big if you cut them in 8, so I usually cut it into 12. So what you do is you go in half. In half, and then normally you would do just two per quarter. You'd wind up with 8, but like I said, I think that's too big, so I take each quarter and cut it into 3 triangles, and to me that's a more perfect sized scone. I've got my parchment paper on here. I can't live without my parchment paper. It's one of my favorite tools. Okay, so we're gonna paint a little half and half on the top of each one, and then we're gonna sprinkle it with some coarse sugar. Okay, so while I preheat the oven, I'm going to put these back in the refrigerator, because part of the art of making scones is keeping the dough very cold. And so we're going to put these in the fridge until it's time to go into the oven. And it'll take my oven maybe 15 minutes to preheat, and they'll be nice and chilled again by then, and they'll come out just perfect. Okay, so while our scones are baking, we're going to make a glaze that we're going to paint on the scones after they come out of the oven. It's like a real thin, sweet glaze that helps keep the scones from getting too dry. Take a cup of powdered sugar. Teaspoon of vanilla. And 2 tablespoons of water. Okay, so our glaze is ready, and when the scones come out of the oven, we're going to paint them with this glaze, and then we're going to drizzle them with some chocolate. That's what makes the triple chocolate. You got chocolate in the scones, chocolate chips in the scones, and then a chocolate drizzle on top. So that's why it's called triple chocolate. Okay, so our scones are done baking. Let's see if I can get a look at them. And if they don't look perfect, it doesn't matter, because the more rough around the edges they are, the better the texture is. So these look perfect. They're not all exactly the same size, not perfect, but they are perfect. So what I'm going to do now is I made this glaze, and I'm going to brush each one with some glaze. Okay, they are perfectly covered with some glaze, and when they cool just a little bit, I'm going to put the chocolate drizzle on them. For the chocolate drizzle, I have piping bags. If you don't have piping bags, you can use a Ziploc bag. I poured about a half a cup of chocolate chips in this bag, and I actually left it sitting on my oven where I knew it was hot and I knew it would start to melt, but it's not completely melted, so I have to put it in the microwave for just a little bit. So when you're getting your chocolate hot in the microwave and you've got it in your Ziploc bag or your piping bag, you just have to do it in small increments. Like the first time I put it in for about 15 seconds, and then I worked it around a little bit, and then I put it in for 10 seconds, and then I pulled it out and I squished it around a little bit, and I put it back in for 10 seconds more, and then 10 seconds more. So if you just throw it in there for like a minute, you'll burn the chocolate. You have to be kind of careful. So now my chocolate is all melted, and these are warm, but they're still an okay temperature to put the drizzle on. I'm just going to cut a hole at the top of my piping, or my piping bag, and just gonna back and forth, back and forth. Okay, so I'm going to hold one up for you to see. I'm ready to dig into one of these. They smell so good. But I'm going to put a link to the recipe down in the description. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'd love to hear from you if you make them. Let me know how they turned out, and if you made any variations, I'd love to hear about that too. So thanks for checking out my video, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care.